Excuse the ringing. I've been on the phone for 15 minutes. No one's answering. It's the AA. I've tried to contact them through the app and that's lagging. There's something wrong with that. I've just pulled in for gasoline, petrol. Started the engine and the smoke coming out the engine. Hi, welcome to the channel and welcome to a really windy spot up here in the Isle of Bute in the Inner Hebrides in Scotland. Woo, it's windy. Came up here yesterday and explored the northern part of the island and found this amazing park up at a little spot called Scalpsie Bay. Pure white sandy beach, beautiful waters and a real spot for the night. But unfortunately today is the last day of the trip. I had originally hoped to stay on this island tonight, but due to circumstances that's not going to be the case, and I'm actually going to have to rush back to the Midlands tonight instead. So because of that, I figured what we'd try and do is smash around the southern part of the island, trying to hit as many things as we can. Also trying to show you the options that there are for overnighting and where I was thinking of staying. And then later on, you can try and catch one of the late ferries and either get an overnighting spot half the way back to the Midlands or actually push through and see what time we can get back there tonight. I should say, this trip, if you followed the series, has been pretty amazing. We've found some wonderful spots along the way and hopefully there's a few more left on this southern part of the island to put the icing on the cake for the trip. Right, I'm thinking let's start our exploration of the south of this island with a little bit of scoping in terms of spots for the night, where you could stay overnight if you're van lifing around here. There's supposed to be a little spot right down here that I considered last night, and someone was telling me it's got a windbreak, so it may have been a better option than where I was, because my car was just rocking all night long, and not in a good way. Wow, now this looks like a little spot for a night. Little bin. Is there any sign saying you can't? No, it looks good. Wow, beautiful. Bit of a better spot of the beach here as well. It seems a lot more sandy. It was a little bit stony where I was parked last night. Just up the way, literally about a mile along the beach. I have to say as well, this northwestern part of the island, and most of the northern part of the island to be fair, it's pretty sparse with people, not just populated, but you don't see many people around here. Everybody else is down in the main town and doesn't seem like many people get up here. The odd dog walker, and that's about your lot. I've seen a handful of people in the whole day yesterday. It really is a spot where if you want to get away from it all, you really can. And look at where you could be. Woof, the Isle of Bute. Right, this is a nice bay, but I've heard rumours that there's another one down the way called Scalpsie or something. I wanted to check that out as we're heading south. Beautiful, mate. Well, I've had to spin it around and come back and stop. I've just seen a viewpoint or a shot of this beach. It looks stunning. Look at this little spot as well. Another overnighting spot above the Scalpsie Bay with that view for the night. The more I'm getting around this island, the more I'm impressed. There's a number of great park-ups for the night. Oh well, little info board, and it's official. We're on the Scalpsie viewing platform with a number of bits in the distance and the beach. Wow, that's a nice sandy crop. Beautiful little bay. Looks like there's even a lock or something over the back. You see what I mean about the stunning scenery. Honestly, quite a transition from the north, to be fair. From what I read, the northern part of the island, as we experienced, quite hilly, and then this southern part is quite flat. Seems to be where the majority of the farming's going on down here. Let's go get feet on the ground down on this beach and see what it looks like at eye level. Well, welcome to the town of Scalpsie and its sandy crop bay. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm trying to work it out. There's supposed to be a population of about 6,500 people on the island, and if you saw the last video, awkward. Oh, I can't even get my arm free. What nightmare. Could you not use the latch? Anyway, as I was saying, population of the island is supposed to be about 6,500, and we visited the main town on the island, which is called Rothesay, and there's another one next to it called Portsmouth, and they basically intermingle into one town. It says 4,500 people live in that one main town, so I can only assume 1,500 live in the other one that joins it, leaving around 500 people to be spitted and spotted all over the island. These really small little villages. Looks like there's about 3 or 4 houses here and a farmhouse. Probably a total population of about 15 to 20 people. It just seems a little bit odd as an outsider that so many people are congregated in one very small area of the island. And like I may have mentioned, they don't seem to get out and about around the island doing stuff much. You don't see them. Well, it's definitely not mankini weather today on the beach, but it is a nice little spot. Bloody hell. Woo, it's blowing. I don't know what's going on over here as well. Some tractor and a quad bike's pulled down here to do something. There's a car over here. I don't know if it's got stuck in the sand or something. To be fair, it looks like a local in a massive 4x4 that knows what they're doing. They might have been down here before once or twice. Oh my days, is that somebody wild camping over there? If it is, look at the state of that tent flopping. Oh my goodness. How you getting on, mate? Did you read the weather forecast I read?
Oh god, yeah.
God, blimey.
BBC's nothing wrong with you, but this time Saturday was right.
Have you been here all night?
No.
Oh, is it? Ah, well, that was quite cool. The guy's here doing paintings. He's literally got all his painting gear inside that little tent, although he said he hadn't had time because he spent an hour trying to set the thing up. What a great little pastime though. He says he travels all over the UK just making paintings. He's originally from Scotland, up near Glasgow, now lives in North Wales. And he was telling me his paintings are exhibited at galleries in all different places around Scotland and Wales. Wow. Fair play. For us now though, I want to keep moving, and I think I'm going to go and check out the original spot that I was thinking of staying at overnight. It's quite a distance from where I am, on the very southeastern point of the island, so it could be a little bit of a mission to get to. Bear with. Oh wow, quick pit stop en route. There was something I saw on the map on this island that I wanted to check out if possible, and it turns out we're driving right past it. If you follow the series, you'll know many moons ago I learnt to fly a microlight, and on the island they've got an airfield, but as I saw on the map, it's just a grassy strip. It's a very short grassy strip as well, which is why I wanted to check it out, because I'm not sure what they're actually flying from here. It says it's an active airfield and it's for emergency vehicles. I can't imagine you landing a plane on that. It looks more like helicopters, but it's a runway. That's a very small plane that's landing on that. It does have a windsock at the end as well, which makes me think it's there for actual planes. Surely not microlights though. And when it says emergency vehicles, maybe something from the mainland. But hey ho, we're blocking gates. We need to keep moving. But what a cool little find. The airfield of Bute. Imagine flying a microlight around here.
Nobody gets it, nobody man. Nobody fam. Nobody realizes on the ground with the stuff that we're trying to.
Well, I was just admiring how nice it is down here. A little bit of coastline, a bay up the way, and a little village going down. Now I've realised we're at the end of this. This is our parking spot. What a popular little spot. Rightly so. Wow. Wow, welcome to the Kilchattan Bay. Yet another stunning little spot on the island, and this originally was going to be my park up for the night. As I said, not my normal kettle of fish, if I'm honest, sort of at the end of a town, but now I'm here, I don't think I'd have any qualms about staying here. Stunning views all the way around, and I think it'd be really peaceful at night. You'd have absolutely no bother. Right on the southwestern point of the Isle of Beauty. Really pretty. Bay over yonder, stretching around, and then over to the mainland in the distance. I think we're looking at sort of Weymouth Bay up there. Maybe as you stretch down the way, you might be able to see air over yonder. Beautiful looking clear waters as well here. I bet it's an abundance of sea life around here, otters, and I've seen so many seabirds as I've been travelling around the island. And there goes another one. He's doing his thing. It is quite impressive, the wildlife on this island. Not so much the amount of it, although I have seen quite a bit, rabbits, birds and so forth, but the fact that it's allowed to thrive here pretty much untouched. Like I've mentioned a couple of times, most of the people live in one or two main towns that are situated together. The rest of the island is untouched. Southern part's farmed, northern part isn't. The wildlife thrives here. But for now, I think we need to start heading towards the ferry in the main town. There's a few more things I want to see and do before we go, and they're all up in the main town, which is about another 20-minute drive. So I wish we had another night to stay, but we don't. Let's keep moving. Good news then, we're coming into the main town and the sun's blazing. Oh my goodness, I really hope it holds out for a couple of hours, and I'm thinking we might be a little bit hard pushed to catch this ferry at the minute. What I want to do is going to take a couple of hours. It's nearly 4:30 now, and I think the last ferry, which you don't have to book pre-book, is 7 o'clock. We're pushing our luck a little bit, but first off, let's see if we can find some parking. Nightmare. I've just checked the clock and the Google. The thing we want to go and see, the first thing, shuts in half an hour. We really have to be quick. Scratch that, it shuts in about 25 minutes, and it's at least a 5-minute walk to get there. What a little spot though. Rothesay, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Google doesn't know, it comes up with about 30 different ways. Good news, my little spindlies have brought me here in good time, and unlike other things on this island, I was actually able to find it. I'm not entirely sure which way you go in though. Maybe here. Oh wow, it looks quite impressive as well, with a big old moat and bridge. Well, I have to say it, the gentleman's an absolute legend who works here. He's about set to close, but I told him I was making a little YouTube video, and he's allowed us a little 5-10 minutes to have a wander around. And wow, I gotta tell you, straight off, I'm so glad he did. Look how pristine this place is. The Rothesay Castle, I've just asked him. He said you can pronounce it like Valentino Rossi, some people say, but it's more the Rothesay Castle. Pretty dang impressive as well. My goodness, it looks like stairs that go up. Whew, and they do go up. Look at that. Little room in yonder. Wow. From what I can gather, this castle's in two parts. This frontal part of it was sort of built in the 16th century, and then I believe sort of remnants of it around these parts were the oldest bits, and they were 13th century. Wow, that's incredible. It almost looks like that's restoration, but I can only assume that's the original brickwork from the old to the new, 13th to 16th. Look at the difference in materials, building materials. Gone from the Dark Ages and now we're sculpting stones. That's mad. I've never seen that on any castle anywhere. Look, it's here as well. That's blown my mind. That's amazing. That's really freaking me out. Oh, it is real people moving. Hi.
How you going? I thought there were statues or something. Oh wow, look at this at the end of the tunnel. I won't get too close. There's nesting birds. Oh, what a find. That's beautiful. Let's not scare them. Look at the brickwork though, from the old brickwork. That's pretty cool. Check out the forecourt down here, or the main area. This thing's impressive. I have no idea what it is. Like some sort of little amphitheatre thing going on. Apparently it's called the High Life, and I've got to be honest, they really were living the high life. Check that out in this tower. They were saying it was built for defences, but looks like they fancied it up a little bit for living in. Damn, sounds like the birds like it these days as well. Wow, this whole area, or this whole castle, is like all pockets of different eras. This church, they were saying, is built in 1500s by, I think it was James VI or something. But even that itself was replacing yet an older one that was built about 150 years earlier. I'll be honest, I'm genuinely made up, having been able to get here just in time to have a little wander around this castle. Definitely recommend it if you get on the island. I think it's about £7.50 or something. You definitely spend a good hour bumbling around, if not just sitting here being entertained by the birds. They're wild. So glad I didn't have a pasty in my hand or something. I would have been lynched. Oh, well, there's a final interesting fact about the castle as we leave. It's rumoured, the guy who works in there was telling me, that it used to be an old Viking fort, and maybe even something before then. And it used to sit completely on the coastline. But down here now, it's all kind of reclaimed land from a couple of 100 years ago. And he was saying that the reclaimed land down here, about 50 years ago, came back to bite them in the butt a little bit, because there was mass flooding from the ocean. But he says they've built like seawall defences and so forth to counteract that now. Pretty impressive. So I've actually got an official trail here. It's called the Rothesay Circular. It's about 3 miles and it goes all around the town. The thing with it is, half of it looks like it goes down the coastline where I've kind of drove already. So I guess I'm just going to follow some of it and see how it goes. Ah, well, this wasn't what I was expecting. We're cutting out of town. Looks like there's a little nature trail that cuts through it. Up some hill. Maybe it's got views. I can only hope. Well, I've got to say it. This could be a little bit of an unknown entity of a gem. Woodland Walk. To that place. Arden Craig Gardens. Giddens. Well, I think this is probably your best vantage point if you wanted to get down here and see the town in full effect. Beautiful, stunning views of it. And we can keep an eye on that ferry port as we wander along. It's been a few days since I've seen that, and it's very, very nice to see and feel. Oof. Weather on this trip has not been the best, but it's been doable. It hasn't been heavy. But this little trail here is a very nice icing on the end of the cake, if you know what I mean. Should say as well, hopefully from here on in, it's all about the VW camper. I will be doing some more trips, but my focus now is for the camper. I don't know at this precise moment in time whether a few episodes I dropped a video about the camper and trying to get it back on the road mechanically, but I am hoping, if we haven't got full closure in terms of it being finished, we're at least at a stage now where we know where we're going mechanically with it, which means we can push on with the build. And I still don't know if I dropped that video a couple of weeks ago, but if I did, I can only imagine we went through the mechanics and I tried to do some insulation as well. I should say I've got a few more surprises coming for the van build in the next few weeks, so hold tight for those ones. It's very strange talking about it. You guys know where we're at and I don't.
At least I know where I'm at the minute. And a pretty nice spot for it. The Isle of Bute. We should have had more time on this island on this trip. At least 3 or 4 days just to slowly go around it, but it's not always possible. But I could definitely recommend it if you're heading this way up and thinking about coming here. Good couple of full days would do you proud. For now though, it looks like this trail just keeps cutting through this woodland and around for probably about another 2.5 miles. Instead of following that, I think I'm going to save it for another day and take a shortcut back to the car and see if we get the 6 o'clock ferry. Bit of a moment then, our last ferry of the trip. Kind of sad. I do like getting ferries. Gives you a real sense of travel, you know. Going from one piece of land to another, not just driving all the time. You actually crossed a big vast amount of water to get there. Oh, just like the car. I don't know what these are, they look like specks of mould. I might have to give it a wipe and a clean when I get back. Also, it looks like we can't stay in the car on this boat. Looks like we've got to get off and have a little meander around. Wow, I've just done a full circumference of the upper deck of the boat. There's not too much to write home about. A few seats at the back to relax. Little coffee stop, might have to use that. And then down this end, just more seating area. Nice. I'll tell you what, here's a bit of a mad one. I know it's like probably quite computer sort of assisted these days, but the driving of the sailor or the captain of the boat, fantastic. He's been going up sideways like literally an inch from these bollards. I struggle with reverse parking. I bet he's doing it all on a little Xbox controller. Well, maybe an old school joystick, one of them. And away it goes. The Isle of Bute and the trip. That's it. From here on in, it's all about getting back to the Midlands. It's been a good little trip. Not as long as I'd hoped. I could have done with it being twice as long. But it has been a very long time since we've been to Scotland, and it's been very nice to get back here. It really has. It's a special place, unique in all the UK, and hopefully I can get back up here pretty soon. For now though, we need to think what we're going to do about getting back to the Midlands. Am I going to stay overnight before we go back, or am I going to drive all the way back there in one fell swoop? Oh wow, this is a good spot for the night. Very tempting, bit on a main road, but beautiful view next to it, right near another beach. But I don't think I'm going to stop overnight anywhere. I think I'm going to push on all the way back to the Midlands. The sat-nav's telling me it's going to take about 6 hours 20 minutes, which should bring me in about 1 o'clock, but I think more realistically I'm looking about 2 in the morning. But I think it's the best thing to do. This time of night, the traffic on all the roads is very light, and for half the distance I should have okay sort of light to see where I'm going. It seems the better option. You always feel a bit sad when you have to leave Scotland and head back, but yeah, this is probably the best way to do it. So we'll see. Will I get back for 1 o'clock, or will it be later? Excuse the ringing. I've been on the phone for 15 minutes. No one's answering. It's the AA. I've tried to contact them through the app, and that's lagging. There's something wrong with that. I've just pulled in for gasoline, petrol. Started the engine and the smoke coming out the engine. I've got 3.5 hours and 230 miles to go, and the AA's not answering. Okay, let me show you quickly what's happening, and I'm going to turn the engine off quick. There's all smoke coming out the engine, look. Oh my god, there's more than there was a minute ago. But the engine hasn't been overheating. I can't drive like that. I have absolutely no idea what that could be. it's been smelling a little bit of diesel, and it looked like it was using a little bit too much diesel. And I didn't notice, I guess, because I was driving down the motorway. I've just pulled into the petrol station for petrol, and when I went to pull off, I noticed the smoke. This is not good. It's an hour for the AA to come. Finally got through to them after about 20 minutes of waiting. Oh wow, the AA's turned up, and yeah, it's looking like one of the injectors. Is that the return pipe, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know what he's done. Some clip or something, but let's start the engine. Oh good lord. I assume, yeah.
That'll be why it came out.
Sorry?
That'll be why it came out. The injector's blown out of it.
It's blown out of it. Right, hopefully, good news. We are set to get back on the road. The guy's been, it was basically, I don't know how much I recorded. It was basically the return pipe on the first injector. It had come off. Luckily the clip was still there, so he's put the pipe back on and put the clip in, and that should hold now. He says like it could be the seal, so probably the O-ring on the injector. I think I've had it fixed before, so maybe it needs doing again, or maybe I do need an actual new injector. The only thing with it is the guy went to tighten the injector up, and it wasn't the AA, it was a third party guy. There's no AA around here at this time of night. Anyway, he went to tighten the injector up, and he dropped the nut down in the engine around the freaking alternator, and he couldn't get it out, so it's still there. I don't know really where it is. I just hope it don't cause any damage. He seems to think it wouldn't. My thinking is if it gets in the alternator, it possibly could. I don't know whether I'll try and rock the car a little bit, but I'm gonna have to get this fixed, so maybe when I get it on the ramp, we'll see if that nut's still there. For now, still got 225 miles to go, and probably about 4 hours. So I'm going to grab a coffee and get on the road.
A few inches later.
Just about to pull out the second pit stop then. It seems that guy may have done a good job, may not. It may have just blown again. I'm losing diesel. There's patches all over the floor, and the needle on the fuel gauge is going down pretty quick. It's a bit of a worry. I'm literally about halfway home. I've just put another 50 quid's worth in. It was full when I left, and I've got about a third, and now I've filled up again, and it's nearly on full. So hopefully that's enough to get me back. Let's see how much smoke bellows out the engine when I turn it off. Wow, doesn't look too bad. You can't really see under there, but it's absolutely dripping. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many hours it's taken me, and I'll tell you all about it when I've had some sleep. I'm going home and I'm going to bed.